Hey Ravens fans, we're here in Philly where the Ravens held 2 days of joint practices with the Eagles. Cliff Brown and I watched every snap out here in the 90-plus degree heat. So Cliff, what stood out from you from the 2 days of practice?
Well, I thought the Ravens defense, particularly the first team defense, looked really good both days. We know Carson Wentz, one of the better young quarterbacks in the NFL, really wanted to get some work done against the Ravens defense. I thought the secondary was outstanding, particularly Marlon Humphrey. And defense as a whole, so many new faces on this year's Ravens defense, guys stepping up in new roles. They look really good in a competitive, challenging environment in this heat against a good team. So I thought that was a good sign for the Ravens to see their defense play that well.
I was encouraged, particularly because you consider them going up against Carson Wentz. We'll see if he plays on Thursday night, but when you go up against a quarterback with the pedigree of him and you perform well, I did not see that first team offense for the Eagles moving the ball all that much. All right, let's flip it over to the other side of the ball. The Ravens got a quarterback that people like to talk about as well. Obviously, that's Lamar Jackson. This is kind of the last big, progression for him leading into the regular season. What did you think about him the last couple of days?
Well, I think this has been another time for him to get some great work against a solid defense. This entire preseason to me and really training camp has kind of been like his prep for the first time as a Ravens franchise quarterback. And he's only in his second year. All these things are good for him. We saw him make some nice throws today, particularly early. We saw him throw an interception, stuff he can learn from. One thing I love about Lamar, though, is that when he makes a mistake, he really shows a demeanor to play through it. He's almost eager for the next play to start. And I think all those things that we see in Lamar Jackson's growth as a quarterback, particularly him being, to me, a much improved thrower, this is all a positive step. We'll see if he can cap it off with a great performance in the reps he gets tomorrow night, but I think everything about his preseason and training camp is trending in the right direction.
He shakes it off on the field, but then once he gets off the field, it still eats at him. Every mistake he makes still eats at him, and it motivates him. The last thing I would say, Cliff, is that these 2 days, it was just tough practices. I joked about the heat at the start. I mean, these were the 2 hottest days of training camp. They were out here for a couple of hours. It was physical practices. I just think it was a good test for the Ravens to go up against a team that is probably going to be the favorite to win the NFC East, and that was 2 really good days of work.
Head coach John Harbaugh said the same thing after practice was over today, that he likes the joint practices. This is the second straight year the Ravens have had 2 joint practices. It's a trend around the league that's getting to be increased, not decreased. It's on the rise. Who knows, we may be a few years away from seeing that this will be the way the teams get ready more and more if they cut into the preseason or eliminate it all. So coaches love this joint practice format. Players like it because they get to go against another team rather against their own teammates. And the bottom line is, it's been beneficial for the Ravens, I think, these last 2 years. And this year, to wind it up against this team, I think was a great thing for them to have.
All right, we got to get out of the seat. We've been standing out here for too long. That's it for us. But the game, Thursday night, 7:30 kickoff. If you're in Baltimore, you can catch it on WBAL. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.